Think about the last time you bought something handmade or visited a local restaurant that's been around for decades. Why is it that we value these choices more than other cheaper mass-produced alternatives out there? It's definitely not a logical choice by any means. It's the connection. We perceive the time, care, and humanity put into things, and that creates value. Welcome back to the closing video for this series. We set out to create a communication system that can survive the distances of a digital era. But so far, we've created a machine. We used framing to establish boundaries and remove anxiety, and then we adjusted our language to be precise, low context, and efficient. These two pillars create a very safe and effective framework. But let's be honest, if you stop there, you sound cold. You sound mechanical. You might even sound like an AI. The missing pillar, the one that turns this efficient communication machine back into a human connection, is empathy. But here's the challenge. Going back to the original thesis of this series, empathy cannot be treated the same digitally as we do in person. And frankly, empathy has been wildly misrepresented for a long time. Before we define digital empathy, we need to go back and clear up what empathy actually is. How would you define it? Most people get taught with the old cliche, walking a mile in another person's shoes. The big flaw with this example is that most people get obsessed with the shoes, which is to say the specifics of the situation the other person's going through, rather than the walking the mile part, which is the experience of the journey. This would lead to sympathy, not empathy. Sympathy is standing on the side of the road looking at the person walking and thinking, I feel for you. It does recognize the feelings, but it is an individual action. It separates you from them. It's also why many people feel comfortable stopping there, because it requires no risk. Empathy is different. Empathy is defined as the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. The keywords here are sharing and understanding. You cannot share something with someone unless they are aware of it. It's a two-way street. And the understanding doesn't come from magically reading their minds. It comes from understanding that we are all living through the same situation together. We may experience it differently, but we are navigating through it together. So let's ditch the superpower idea. Empathy is not a mystical ability that allows you to read minds. Empathy is a collaborative state. It's a shared understanding where everyone acknowledges we are in this together. This is why difficult projects, concerts, or shared celebrations often create the strongest bonds. It was not the event per se that bonded you. It was the shared understanding of that reality. This definition, empathy as shared understanding, is the cornerstone of our framework. Why? Because we live in a digital era driven by automation. Standards, templates, and AI are driving the cost of content and communication down to zero. But where AI drives costs down, humanity drives value up. There is a concept called the Handmade Effect. This research shows that humans place significantly higher value on artisanal items because we perceive the extra time, care, and humanity devoted to them. We believe the essence of the artisan carries over, and we value it more than the perfect and machine-produced. In a world where ChatGPT can write a perfect, polite email in seconds, your unique value as a leader, a professional, or a creator comes from your ability to signal, I am here, I am human, and I understand you. So, how do we translate that shared understanding into a text message or an email? We need to craft messages that let the human side shine through all of that efficiency. First, validate the common ground. Start by explicitly stating the situation you are sharing. Don't treat a problem as an external factor, but frame it as a shared landscape. Instead of just bringing up a missed deadline, use that deadline as a challenge the whole team can come together to solve. Using framing in this situation can help you in separating all the negative feelings that a missed deadline might bring and just set the situation as a neutral challenge everyone can tackle. Second, invite participation. Robots give mandates. Humans solve problems. Use language that explicitly invites the other persons to co-create a solution. Start by clearly stating the desired end result. And then you can ask something like, given the situation that we're in, how do we see us resolving this problem? Let everyone be a part of the solution. Just make sure to chime in regularly to make sure that everyone is still on the same page and understanding each step that is being proposed. This may seem simple, but it changes the dynamic back from a transaction into a relationship. This is especially critical if you work in product, services, or leadership. Any part of your work that touches an end user must reflect that a human was involved in it. If you trade your human touch for AI efficiency at every single touch point, consumers will eventually trade you for something cheaper or faster. In fact, a Forbes report noted that 73% of consumers avoid businesses that rely too heavily on automated responses. We crave the handmade. We crave the connection. And that's a wrap. We have built a full framework. We use framing to establish neutral boundaries. Then use precision language to avoid costly misunderstandings. And finally, digital empathy allows us to build shared understanding and create value. This system makes your digital messages resilient, professional, and most importantly, human. There is a lot to unpack on the subject of human-centered design and digital empathy in particular. So if this resonates with you, please like and subscribe for more. Give this framework a try in your next email and let me know how it goes. For the time being, stay creative and stay creating.